Mike Scott Chicago, the only way to keep calm in troubled world is have a serene mind. Repetition. If you can't enjoy reading a book over and over again, there's no use reading a book at all. So repetition is very important. I got a meditation, going back to meditation to masters. I've been on it over 30-some years now. And I practice it every day, repetition. If you can't, like riding a bike every day. I ride my bike every day. If one wears shoes, the pebbles on the road will not harm its feet. If one remains calm under any conditions, the pebbles in life will not cause you pain. So that repetition is all repetition. I never get tired of that, So I do the same, repetition, do the same, I practice the same spiritual, positive repetition, prayer, meditation every day. Daily, happiest man lives from day to day and asks no more. So yeah, it's cool to be a square. I got my hair cut. I get a haircut once a week, repetition. I work 5 days a week. And I still take some action, repetition. So repetition is important. Don't stop. The mind must always be in a state of flowing. That's repetition, right? The mind must always be in a state of flowing. For when it stops anywhere, the flow is interrupted. And this interruption that's injures the well-being of the mind. So it's talking about being flowing. Like the lake right now is still flowing repetition. So the greatest happiness is tranquility to the mind. So the mind must always be in a state of flowing. The second part of meditation, which is in the martial arts, which I've been on many years, let your mind flow. The mind must always be in a state of flowing, for when it stops anywhere, the flow is interrupted, and this interruption injures the well-being of the mind. The fish needs the water to survive. The water does not need the fish to survive. So you got to take some action to stay above ground. 120 people die every second. Over 100,000 people die every day. So keep breathing. Sorrow looks back, world looks around, faith looks up. So I do the same prayers every day. The repetition. I pray to be calm and let nothing upset me. I pray to not allow those bodies spoil my peace of mind. I pray to be calm in the midst of the storms. I pray to have no fear. He that cannot do the bad, not live to see the good. He is wise and doing all the pains of life and still smiles and serenity. So I keep those meditations in my mind, my spirit. When your heart is right, your world is right. Happiness does not depend on the full pocketbook. Happiness does not depend on the full pocketbook, but a mind full of rich thoughts and a heart for emotions. Yeah, I haven't had a penny in my pocket. I've been happy. I haven't had $1,000 in my pocket. I was unhappy. So happiness comes from within. If your happiness depends on money, you'll never be happy with yourself. See, so breathing is very important. The bad breath, bad no breath. The most important thing is keep breathing, keep moving, flow, whatever may have, let your mind be free. Sorrow looks back, world looks around, faith looks up. And usually what popular is not right, what's right is not popular. Just because it's popular is not right, don't mean it's right. So you got to go opposite the world. The peace that comes from God, not Disneyland. The peace that comes from God don't change. God never changed. God commands the sun. God commands the angels to do right. Only one angel did wrong. See, God commands the sun. So God can be a shield. No problem the world can harm you. Uncalm times are the only times when evil can find an entrance. So Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So he tries to find an entrance. Fear, word, and anger. So meditations I do every day. Be too large for worry, be too strong for fear, and be too noble for anger. I must control my emotions, and my emotions will control me. So 99 things outside my own control, so I don't put them in my mind. 99 things I do control is inside me. What do you do? Avoid throwing bad company. Hold your tongue, use your legs. That means say nothing, walk away. Nothing is worth losing peace of mind over. So it's all about peace of mind. The peace that comes from God, like I said, not Disneyland, not the politicians, because the politicians sometimes are the same old soup that's warmed up. The world is full of trickery, so God would never trick you. God could be your shield. Life is a big question mark. God's a big answer. Whatever question, he's the answer. No matter how down, up, tired, or strong, before the trade, hurt or happy, rich or broke, famous or unknown, God is the answer to your problems. It is not what you possess, who you are, the position you hold, where you're located at, that makes you happy or happens what you think about. You are what you think about all day long. As a man thinketh, so is he. Take a fool and put him in a mansion, he's still a fool. So, Mike Scott, Chicago. Cool to be a square. The slow lane is the best lane, not speed, because I used to be in speed, and rich one night stands. God is real old and sometimes works real slow. So the slow lane is the best lane. And all you're doing is be patient and you'll be guided on the right course. Patience is calm endurance. Mike Scott, Chicago, cool to be a square. Paul from the penitentiary.